Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Magic Duels Origins. So for today's Friday Night Magic deck tech and gameplay, we're going to be looking at a Naya tokens deck. Now, thanks to the introduction of the Eldrazi, we've got a lot of tokens and cards which benefit, so a lot of cards, spells and other assorted creatures which basically benefit a token deck quite heavily. So let's get started. So for our 1-drop we've got Blister Pods. So this is just a 1/1 for 1 mana, so just a nice turn 1 play that you can drop down. Plus, when it dies, it also produces a 1/1 colourless Eldrazi style creature token, which is quite nice. So you basically got 2 1/1 creatures for the price of 1, which is quite cool. We've also got Rot Shambler as our first 2-drop, so basically whenever another creature dies you get to put a 1/1 counter on Rot Shambler. Doesn't matter if it's a token, and we're going to be producing a lot of them, so we don't mind sacrificing them to pump up Rot Shambler. This thing also eats removal, which is quite nice as well, so it's good to kind of play it early, eat some early removal, or potentially even get it pumped up to a nice big beefy card. This is a fairly late addition. I decided to add this in at the last minute. Just 1 Sigil of Valor, so basically I could equip it to a creature and it would get +1/+1 for each other creature you control. So if I could put this on one of my Thopters, I could basically give it a lot of attack in the air against an opponent which might not have any defense against flying creatures. Next door, we've got Ondu Rising. Again, this and the Sigil of Valor were last minute choices to add in here. I did originally have the Ally Angel, which basically gives you life depending on how many creatures you got, but I was thinking it's like 6-7 mana and doesn't really fit in with an aggro deck, whereas Ondu Rising on the other hand, you could potentially have like 3 or 4 creatures pumped up with sort of like a +1/+1 spell, play Ondu Rising. You can gain a lot of life in 1 turn from this thing, plus we've got the potential to also awaken one of our lands as well. We've got Dragon Fodder, so the first red token generating spell. So it's a sorcery card which just gets us 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. We've then got our first 3 mana drop, which is the Thopter Engineer. So this is generating the Thopter tokens, and also gives any Thopters we generate haste as well. We've got Ghirapur Gearcrafter, not the best for an actual Thopter deck, but when in a deck where we're just producing lots and lots of tokens, we want to be able to generate as many as possible. So it's nice to have the Ghirapur Gearcrafter, which comes down as a nice 2/1 body and generates a Thopter as well. Veteran War Leader is a nice card. It basically gets +X/+X, well, its power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures we control, so great in a token deck where we're likely to have lots of creatures down on the battlefield as well. If any of them are allies, we can then also trigger its Veteran War Leader abilities as well. We've got Kythian's Tactics to basically swing for huge damage. If we've got 7 or 8 tokens on the board, you're suddenly looking at, I don't know, 3 times 7 by 3, we're looking at 21 damage in 1 turn, which is kind of crazy. Plus, if we've got 2 or more sorcery or instants in our graveyard, we also give them Vigilance as well. So the final Thopter generating card is the Pia and Kiran Nalar, so we can generate 2 1/1 colourless Thopter tokens when we play it, and we can also then sacrifice some of our tokens to deal damage as well. Second of the Eldrazi, token generating cards is the Eyeless Watcher. So this thing comes down as 3 1/1 bodies for 4 mana, so fairly expensive, but we still generate 3 tokens, which is pretty nice. We've got Retreat to Emeria, so this is a double whammy in terms of a token deck, so we can either generate tokens using it, or pump up all the tokens that we've already produced +1/+1 until end of turn when we play a mana, so this is pretty key. We've got From Beyond, which is basically guaranteeing us a token being generated every turn. We don't really need to use the second ability of this, which is to search for an Eldrazi card. We're basically just using it as a guaranteed token generation. Unified Front is great. We basically we're almost guaranteed every time with this card to generate 3 1/1 white core ally token creatures, because we're playing a 3-colour deck and it's pretty likely we're going to have all 3 colours out by the time we hit turn 4. So, and Gideon, Ally of Zendikar, is the final card in the deck, or the final spell. So basically he is the ultimate token card. We either get to generate a 2/2 White Knight ally, we get to generate an emblem which gives all our creatures a permanent +1/+1 buff, or we get to generate a 5/5 humans soldier ally creature with Undestructible. So this is a great card. So you can see this is a very aggressive deck. If we see it curving out, we've got nothing more than 4 mana cards in here, so it's very, very aggressive, which is reflected in the mana base, where we've only got 22 mana. So we've got 4 plains, 3 mountains, 3 forests. We've then got most of the new dual lands, so we've got Cinder Gates and we've got Canopy Vistas. We've then got the old dual lands, so we've got Rootbound Crags, Clifftop Retreats and Sun Petal Groves. And then finally we've got a couple of Evolving Wilds just to mana fix. Don't really want too many of these, as it halts our aggression, whereas the rest of these can potentially come in untapped and we don't have to worry about, we can basically keep on our mana ramping and aggression up. Okay, so that is the deck. Let's go play some games, guys. Okay, guys, for game number 1, we're playing a ranked 27. I could not understand his name reading it quickly there. I'll have a look in a moment. But this is not a bad starting hand. I'm probably going to keep this hand. We've got the Unified Front, and we've got all 3 sources of mana to play, so not too bad. We've also got a Rot Shambler, which could potentially eat some early aggression. Yeah, we're playing Bug Chanmag. That's a very random name there. But we're going to draw into another Eyeless Watcher. Not too bad. We need the 4th mana really to play it, but we should draw into it in the next kind of 3 turns, you'd hope, really. We'd like I said, that 4th mana because we can then get Eyeless Watcher and Unified Front down, start generating some tokens. That came down really weirdly there. So he's played a Foundry of the Consoles and an Alchemist Vial. So at the moment, I have no idea what this guy's playing, I'm going to be honest. So okay, so we can't play anything on turn 2 at the moment, so we're just going to have to play one of our tap lands at the moment, and then play Rot Shambler potentially next turn, and Veteran War Leader the turn after that, unless we draw into another mana. Okay, he's played Felidar Cub, so sacrifice Felidar Cub, destroy target enchantment. So we don't really have that many enchantments in this deck, apart from the Retreat to Emeria, which, you know, potentially he could sacrifice it, but again, I don't really know what kind of deck this guy is playing at the moment. So we're just going to... Oh right, yeah, that comes in untapped because this actually counts as a mountain, which is something I hadn't quite twigged. But we're just going to play the Rot Shambler for now, I think. Hopefully we'll get that 4th mana next turn so we can start generating some tokens, would be quite nice. So we've got either the Unified Front or the Eyeless Watcher. Both generate as many tokens as each other, providing we get that 4th mana. So we're going to let this 2 damage go through initially. Yep, we're just going to take 2 damage. We're going to take it to the face. So yeah, we didn't find too many of our aggressive creatures, which is kind of unfortunate, but... It'd be nice if we find that 4th mana, because once we do, we're kind of underway. Can't play Kythian's Tactics yet, so we only have, here we go, mana number 4. So do we go for Eyeless Watcher or Unified Front? That is the question. I'm thinking just Eyeless Watcher for now, all things considered. Unified Front could be more useful later on when we maybe have, I don't know, Veteran War Leader could be quite useful next turn. So we're going to skip attack now. So yeah, we got a nice board now. We're in a good place all of a sudden. So now we've got that 4th mana. We're looking very, very comfortable because we've got plenty of tools to start buffing up. Rot Shamblers. Okay, so yeah, he's now very reluctant to swing because of my Rot Shambler. So I'm going to play a 5th mana here. I'm actually going to play another Rot Shambler here. And possibly Veteran War Leader at the end of my turn, I've just realised. So basically, I've realised I can't really swing, because if I swing with, like, even just one of my tokens, it would potentially lead to the loss of one of my Rot Shamblers, although we do now have Veteran War Leaders to start threatening him with, which is kind of insane. And he's been replaced by the AI, because he's really quite severely mana screwed. Okay, interesting. Oh wow, we found Piran Kiran Nalar as well, so probably want to play this pre-combat. Swing with everything but... Well, I suppose we could swing with everything but the Rot Shamblers here. And then we'll probably eat one of them. And then the other one will get kind of pumped up, because one of them's going to die. So one of them will basically end up as a 3/3 at this rate. So yeah, one of them got eaten by the Perilous Mirror, which is what I expected. So this is going to get pumped up 3 times apparently. What did I lose there? Did I lose 3? Oh yeah, of course I lost Rot Shambler and 2 tokens, didn't I? So yeah, this is where having the double Rot Shambler down is kind of insane in that situation, because I knew that even having one of them being eaten, the other one was going to grow quite significantly. So yeah, we're in a kind of an insane situation here right now. Kind of helps that my opponent got, like, mana screwed. He's playing a fat stack, which I hadn't actually realised until just now. No wonder he's struggling. Oh, you big... That's just not cricket, man. Bouncing back my Rot Shambler, because, like, Veteran War Leader isn't reliant upon the tokens, so I'll play the Eyeless Watcher out here. Re-pump back up my Veteran War Leader up to a 8/8. And then what we're also going to do is going to deal 2 damage to you. Sacrifice one of my tokens. That's fine. And this goes down a little bit, but Okay, so we decided to prevent that one from swinging, which is, you know, that's fine by me. Swing with the 3. How come I lost 2 to my veteran war leader there? That's interesting. I don't know why that happened. I'm trying to figure out why I lost 2 attack on the veteran war leader. Huh, interesting. I don't know. Whatever. Look, we're still just... This is how I'm saying this deck in. We're just constantly drawing into token generation, and it's kind of bonkers. So, like, almost every single card in this deck is token generation, which is why this deck works so well. And that's a win for game number 1. So let's move on to a second game, guys. Okay, guys, here we are for game number 2. We're playing the rank 25 Baron Snell, something like that. We cannot keep this hand. Whereas this hand we can definitely keep. We've got the 2 Rootbound Crags, so we can play the Rot Shamblers potentially in the next turn or 2. So I may as well play a Rootbound Crag first, so we've got nothing else to play. We've got the 3rd mana for the Girapur Gearcrafter as well. We've got a Retreat to Emeria, potentially to play in a couple of turns' time. Okay, so my opponent's played an Evolving Wilds, start off the match. What's he going to play? Black. Okay, interesting. Yeah, one big weakness of this deck is probably like sweepers, but at the same time, you know, we've got so much token generation that we can probably rebuild up pretty quickly, even if we were to be languished or something like that. So providing we don't overextend and go wide too much, we can rebuild up pretty quickly. So I'm expecting this one to eat some kind of removal pretty much straight away. So I'm expecting maybe like a Soul Reave. Nope, we've got Gatecreeper Vine. That's fine by me. I would love a second basic mana here, like a red or a green basic mana would be fantastic right now. Am I going to get my wish? It would be nice. Come on, mana. Just need one more. Nope. We found Thopter Engineer, which isn't too bad. I mean, there's no point swinging this turn, although what's going on here? Got a little bit of lag. It either means that he's dropping out or the game is just kind of, you know, pausing. Nope, it's really weird. It wasn't letting me continue, which is kind of bizarre. No idea why. It allowed me to play the second Rot Shambler, but okay, this is kind of bizarre. I can't actually click on the skip attack function. No idea why. I'm just going to try and tab out a little bit. So, oh, there we go. Now it seems to be working. I just tabbed out and it seemed to kind of do something there. Hopefully this doesn't mean that the game is broken, because that would not be fun at all. Okay, so he's played a Perilous Mere, which is okay for us. It means we can go wide over his head with the Thopter Engineer, and we've got a Vampiric Rites. So sacrifice a creature, you gain 1 life and draw a card. It's kind of interesting enchantment. Very nice. We managed to find our 4th mana, so we can potentially start activating the retreats to Emeria soon. Although we probably want to get more tokens down first before we start doing that. So we're probably just going to go wide over his head here with the Thopter. We can play Girapur Gearcrafter next turn, and we can have a double Thopter attack, which is quite cool. There we go. So we've got the first damage on the board. So again, he may have the Perilous Mere here, but we do have the double Rot Shambler, so even if he were to eat one of them, we've still got the second one to be buffed up by it. So, okay, so that's an Evolving Wild sacrifice there. Did he just play that this turn? I can't remember when he played that, or did he forget to pop it on my end step? I don't know. But we're playing Golgari Control by the looks of things, I'd assume, right now. Vampiric Rites is interesting. That would work quite well with lots of tokens, sacrificing lots of tokens to generate life, I suppose. Don't know how many kind of like tokens you can generate with the kind of the cards we've got available. Okay, we've got another forest here, which is actually a complete waste, as I could have used that to activate Retreat to Emeria, but never mind. We'll play the Girapur Gearcrafter here. I'm expecting maybe Languish soon, so maybe it wasn't the best idea to play that, but we'll give it the old college try. So we're just going to go wide over his head right now. I'm expecting a Languish potentially. He can't really keep this alive too much longer. Yeah, I should have kept that mana back to start activating Retreat to Emeria, generating some more tokens back from it, but I wasn't really thinking. Yep, I was expecting the Languish. Yeah, maybe it was a mistake to play the Girapur Gearcrafter there with the Languish in play, basically. But, you know, I couldn't resist. So that's all of the Rot Shamblers activating, basically. At least we've still got Retreat to Emiria to potentially activate Eyeless Watchers, so all the tokens that we generated there. Oh my god, this is taking forever. Basically, because all of my creatures died, it's now got to activate the Rot Shambler like multiple times. And then before finally activating the Perilous Mirror. That's one of the bad bits of coding in this game, is the fact that it's like it can't do all of those things all at once, so it has to kind of do them over and over and over again. So we're probably going to play Retreat to Emiria next turn. We'll save the Forest, as there's no point playing it right now. There's no use for it. We could potentially play Retreat to Emiria and pump all of these up by +1/+1, if he leaves the board open, of course. See, if I was him, I would have actually been tempted to maybe sacrifice all of his creatures with Vampiric Rites before activating Languish, although... Okay, we've got Carrier Thrall here as well. So when it dies, put a 1/1 Eldrazi Sign creature token onto the battlefield. Yep, that's fair enough. So what are we going to get? We found another Eyeless Watcher. This could be insane here. So I might swing with all these. Although, is there any point? No, I'm going to skip attack here. Play the other Eyeless Watcher and then maybe go for a huge retreat to Emiria swing next turn with like 6 creatures, all +1/+1. So we've built our tokens back up thanks to the Eyeless Watcher. This is why it's a great token generating tool. We're back at the 6 creatures already, even after the Languish. I mean, hopefully he doesn't have the second Languish, because then we are basically boned. Okay, so we found an Evo Leap. See what he does here. I mean, he will get Scion tokens from these 2 creatures, but, you know, we've got our own Scion creatures. So he's played nothing there. Interesting. Oh, wow. Second Retreat to Emiria. So maybe it's worth holding out until next turn and go for like a +3/+3 Retreat to Emiria swing. So we don't really want to swing yet. We're basically holding out here. This could be risky. I mean, he could have another Languish, which would be bad for us. No, he's got Graveblade Marauder. See, if I pull a forest, if I pull like another mana here, then basically I've wasted my time, because I could have done a Retreat to Emiria swing last turn, Retreat to Emiria swing this turn, but oh wow, Ondu Rising, that could be awesome, but see, I'm almost tempted to like keep holding off until I've got the ability to. Yeah, I'm actually going to like leave it one more turn and go be really greedy and go for the Ondu Rising. So. Because I can awaken a mana here as well while doing this with haste, which could be kind of insane. I'm going to get a lot of lifelink back from this. If this all pans out, of course, this could be really risky. Okay, so he's played Liliana, which basically means he can flip Liliana almost straight away by using the Vampiric Rites, I suppose. Or Evo Leap also works. At least he's already destroyed one of those creatures. Okay, so he's played the oopsie-daisy, Woodland Bellower. He is just found, but she can't play this turn, thankfully. So yeah, we've got to start going wide here, guys. We've got to go big or go home right now. So yeah, this is the moment where we've got to start kind of swinging for the fences here. We've got to go for it. So he's mostly tapped out, so we're not under risk from that. Yeah, we've got the double Retreat to Emiria, we've got the Ondu Rising to play. This is going to be absolutely bonkers. Choose a card to discard. Oh, I forgot about Liliana. Oh, we're going to have to toss away the Ondu Rising, unfortunately. That's a shame, but at least we're keeping the forest. So, wow, yeah, that's a real big shame. I forgot about Liliana there, being able to force me to discard a card. Well, we're still going to have the swinging all of these as 3/3 creatures, so that's a thing. Yeah, Liliana is a pain in the rectum. What are we going to pull here? Something good? A bit, oh, Gideon, although we can't actually play it because we don't have the double white mana. Well, that's a big old shame. Let's go for this. So it's going to give all of these +3/+3 until end of turn. So he's going to have to block here, basically, because otherwise I think he's dead. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, so we're going to have to swing for all here. And he's going to have to block with pretty much everything. Well, I don't think he has to block with everything, but he has to block at least 1 or 2 of these. So he's going to destroy one of the Eyeless Watchers and lose 2 of his tokens. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that we can't actually play Gideon this turn, otherwise we could have played him and given these, like, +1/+1 extra as well, potentially. So he has blocked all of these, so... And he's also going to sacrifice... don't know, which one's he going to sacrifice? So he basically prevented some of the damage going through and gained a bit of life back, so we are going to have pushed through a lot of damage there. Awesome, that was pretty good for me. Quite pleased by that. So yeah, it almost panned out in the end. The Ondu Rising would have been like the icing on the cake there, but unfortunately, Liliana. Oh no! Oh, Liliana, I hate you so much. We've got to get rid of Gideon. Well, that's really, really frustrating. It's mostly due to the fact that we'd never found that second white source. And he's also managed to find a Green Warden of Marassa. Okay, so is he going to swing this turn is the question. He's got a lot of creatures in the graveyard. I mean... In hindsight, I really wish I hadn't played that Girapur Gearcrafter when I did, because we would have had like that little bit more damage to push through, and I knew he was... Okay, so he's just found Languish. So we have to kind of either win this turn coming up, or we're done for. And I don't think there's really any other way we can win here. Eyeless Watcher doesn't do it for us, put it that way. So yeah, I think this is actually a loss, just because... You know, if we had that second white source, I think we would have won there, because we could have played it and actually generated that extra +1/+1, and he might have died there, I think. Like, the extra damage that went through, but Eyeless Watcher doesn't really do it for us. If we had... trying to think here. We're actually dead. No, he's got Languish, so yeah, basically, I may as well swing with everything, because he's, you know, he's going to take me out anyway, so I may as well swing for 2 damage here. Yeah, I'm not dead yet, but I will be soon, put it that way. So yeah, I know he's got Languish, so I may as well, you know, swing. And not play the Eyeless Watcher. I mean, he's going to be... I was thinking about this, he would have actually been pretty loath to have played Languish there, considering he's got the Green Ward of Marassa in hand. So he's up to 9. So next turn... Oh yeah, we should have played Eyeless Watcher anyway. Doesn't really matter. He had Languish. I knew he had Languish. So unfortunately, we just couldn't quite take him down before he... so this is going to destroy one of my retreats to Mirias as well. Yeah, this is unfortunate. He just managed to just hold on long enough to... And he managed to just about hold on long enough there to... stall me out there. So yeah, I think playing the Girapur Gearcrafter when I did was probably my biggest mistake in this match. I think if I hadn't played it when I did and played it afterwards when he'd already played the Languish, we would have been alright, because basically I would have then had 2 extra creatures which would have been pushing through damage, especially in the air as well. So yeah, this is too little too late. I think this is basically a loss, so I think we'll concede here. And I won't do a third match today, mostly owing to time constraints. So I'm probably going to leave the episode here for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you've enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.